This is Mr. Slummy with a quick video on distance versus displacement. Up until now, we've been talking about how things move in terms of distance. We just say, how far did this car move? And we don't really care about the direction of the car when we talk about distance. We just want to know how far it moved. But sometimes it's very important something is moving towards us or away from us. And so direction can be very important. And direction is what we talk about when we talk about displacement. So when we measure direction, we use the number line. So if we say something is moving in a positive direction with displacement, we see if it moved from a number to a more positive number. So here the duck moved from 1 meter to 7 meters, or it moved from 0 meters to 6 meters. In both cases, it moved a positive displacement of 6 meters. We can measure direction in the negative direction if the number of the duck gets less positive. So on the left, the duck moves from 8 down to 0, and on the right, the duck moves from 8 down to 1. So both of these ducks are moving in a negative direction. The displacement is negative. On the left, it's negative 8, and on the right, it's negative 7. But because the duck is moving to a lower number or a less positive number, you have negative direction. So distance versus displacement takes into account the direction. So if we have the duck here that goes from 0 meters to 4 meters, we say his distance is 4 meters, but his displacement is also 4 meters because this is positive. 4 is a more positive number than 0. And in this case, the duck goes from 4 meters down to 0 meters. The distance is still 4 meters. Duck traveled 4 meters, a speed of 2 meters per second. But the displacement is minus 4 meters because he went to a less positive number. So we're going to say, you'll see in the future, his velocity is minus 2 meters per second. So velocity and displacement can have negative numbers if something moves to a more negative direction. We calculate displacement, which we call delta x. You'll notice with speed we just talked about d, but when you look at the equation sheet, you'll see that velocity has delta x. Delta x is the final velocity. Delta x is the final position minus the initial position. So for example, with the duck, this duck on the left, the final position is 4. The duck wound up at 4 meters, and we subtract the initial position, which was 0. Here's 0. It went to 4. We subtract 0, we get 4 meters for delta x. But here the initial is 4, and the final is 0. So we start with the final, 0 meters, minus the 4 meters is minus 4 meters. That's how we get delta x. So displacement is distance with a direction, and we're going to use displacement when we calculate velocity. So we're going to be able to have positive and negative velocities.